Right, good morning, welcome back. Okay, now today, as I said in the last video, I want to do the rear braking system. This is it here in its entirety. That's everything. I've got the rear caliper, the master cylinder in the middle, and the brake reservoir. Now this system's completely built up still. I haven't touched it whatsoever. I noticed that there's corrosion on the black paintwork. That needs to be dealt with. So what I'm going to do with this, instead of just re-kit it and rebuild it and fit it on the bike like I did with the front was great, the paintwork was lovely, this is not, so I'm going to completely strip it and paint it. I haven't done that on the other stuff, but I will on this because that rear end is absolutely superb and it deserves it. So it's today rip and strip, get everything down to its bare castings. I've got the casting of the caliper, the slider mechanism, and the main master cylinder tube. Once they're all down to their bare castings, I'll paint them black, then step away from the wet paint, then come back in 48 hours and rebuild all this with brand new internals, a brand new brake hose, and hopefully it won't be too gummed up inside like the rest was. So shall we see? Let's get it apart. Right, now that's a Nissin brake caliper, and these, as you can see by the stamp, are genuine Nissin brake pads, and they are copper sintered pads as well, and they're nearly brand new. Now I am going to put EBC copper sintered pads in that caliper, brand new ones to go with everything else, but these are perfectly serviceable for many miles to come. So I'm going to clean these up and keep them with the bike because they will serve me or someone else in the future for many miles. Waste not, want not. Lovely. Well, not the usual slimy carnage found in the front caliper and master cylinders. Obviously this hasn't had the contaminant put in it at any time, but it's absolutely healthy. It's beautiful in there, literally almost pristine. It's just the outside of these cast blocks that need a repaint. So fantastic stuff, a nice surprise, not nearly as much hard work to do, but I still got to get it all down to its last component and separate the 3 pieces to paint. So let's get on with it. Nice. Right, okay, now this little plastic elbow that feeds brake fluid into the rear master cylinder, I've come up against these twice in my career so far and different outcomes both times. On the one, I managed to get some rotation to it and wriggle it out. And on the inside is a rubber seal, and the rubber seal eventually bonds itself to the aluminium casting. And you clean it all out, you put a new seal on it and you pop it back in. The other one I did, it bonded itself so much, I put a little bit too much force on it and I simply snapped it off at the elbow. It's 20-year-old plastic. It inevitably gets brittle. So that one seems really stuck and I'm going to leave it there. It's not leaking. It's not impeding the flow of fluid. You saw it's absolutely immaculate in there. There's no reason for that to come out other than to paint it. And I can mask it up. So I'm not going to risk breaking that. I don't think I'd ever get a replacement. So I'm going to leave it there and step away from it. Right, there we are. 58 collective parts of my rear braking system, 3 parts to paint, the caliper, the master tube and the slide arm, but the rest of it will all get reassembled with new consumables once the paint's dry. But before I get involved in preparing for paint, I'm going to do one more little thing this morning, and that is these little spring P-clips and the little clips that hold the feed hose on. These are rusty and horrible and should go in the bin. However, it's Christmas Eve tomorrow. So being the 23rd of December at time of recording this, there's no way I can buy any of these for at least a week or two. So I'm not going to bother. I'm going to see if I can oil scorch these. I'll order some in the new year, but if I can oil burn them and get that lovely shiny black finish on them and then put them back on, if the heating doesn't trash the spring in it, then I'll use those instead. And they'll be unique and they'll be invisible when you fit them on the black rubber hose with black clips as well. That will look really nice. And I'll answer a question I've had for a long time as well. If you heat up a spring clip, does it stay a spring clip or become a piece of metal that's useless? Shall we see? Right, here we go again. Same old job. 3 pieces to paint, 1 tack coat, 3 wet coats, then switch the lights off and walk away. So I'll say goodbye now because I won't be able to speak to you at the end. So thank you for watching. Take it easy, ride safe, and I'll see you next time to reassemble it all.